It's another week, and that means we're here for Coach's Show. We're joined with head coach Michael Hill. Last weekend against Corpus Christi, you guys picked up the big win on Friday, and then we faced that tough loss on Saturday. What positives are you taking away from this road series?
I think just the resilience of a team that we had on that Friday. There's a lot of positives to pull from that, but also some good teaching points. Coming out on Saturday night's loss, it was just a game that for us as coaches and watching it over is we were really we lost the physical game that one, and that was in my opinion a big deciding factor of the end result. They came out pretty heavy and blocking shots and creating their own energy within their team, and after the first period it was us just trying to play catch up in that same similar type of game, and hats off to Corpus for the way that they came and responded on a second game of the weekend for them.
We're heading into our final two home games of the season this weekend. From a coaching perspective, how important is it for the team to finish strong?
Oh, it's huge, not just for to be in front of the hometown crowd and the community that we have here. There's a lot for us to be excited for this weekend, not just it being basically almost 2 sold-out crowds already, and we're looking 5 days away from puck drop, and it's probably 2 days from when this airs, but it's an exciting time, and for our guys to really end the right way in our building is a big time message for them to continue on with what we have in our last 6 games. Is just keep building and look at the positives that we're pulling out of the way that we're playing and everything that's all contribute to that.
Friday night is Summer Nights presented by Ron Hoover of Amarillo. What does summer look like for a head coach?
A lot of phone calls, trying to create relationships with players, coaches. It's about reloading for the next season. It's a lot of focus there, and then also a lot more family time. During the hockey season, it's 7 days a week. You don't have too many off days, and so for me and my family, we like to spend a lot of time together. Got a couple of family trips planned that go around like hockey camps and stuff that we're putting on for the Wranglers, and it should be pretty active summer. Last summer was a little different, making the transition from Shreveport to Amarillo and trying to sell a house and find a house here. So this summer I think it's going to be a little bit more of what the norm is of what I'm used to, is recruiting phone calls and enjoying the family time that we have that you don't necessarily have throughout the hockey season, because it is 24/7 job when you're doing this during the junior hockey season. It's so long, and somewhat upwards of 60 games, and where we're at right now in our practices. To this point, we're already 111 practices in since August. So that's you kind of do the math and numbers on that. It's a lot, and it'll be a good time to reload and refresh the mind and spend time with my girls and wife. I know Charlie's probably going to see herself more in the hockey rink this summer with her picking that up, and she's a big golfer too, so she loves being out on the golf course, which I'm happy about that. And JoJo, she's a cheerleader and dancer, so we'll be in studios and doing all that stuff this summer. She just made the cheerleading squad that was open for middle school, and she's one of 10 girls that made that, which is really exciting for her. So never done a full year of what cheer is going to be about, so interested to see how that goes on through the summer and everything like that. I'm sure it's going to be a busy summer on the family front too.
Absolutely. Last question. If the team had to replace their sticks with some summer-related items such as pool noodles, fishing rods, what do you think would be the most successful item to replace the stick with?
I want to say a sledgehammer, but I don't know, maybe a golf club, but the golf club can't really handle an 8-ounce piece of rubber as well as a golf ball. That's a tough question, but it'd be funny. Maybe I'd go sledgehammer. That way they get stronger while using it.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
We're joined with assistant coach Lucas Stern. Splitting the series in Corpus this weekend makes for a competitive weekend. What are some adjustments we're making in practice this week?
Just hammering out some details, with some individual players and then as a team on just being a little bit better in our defensive zone, making sure that we're coming back and reloading and tracking the right way, doing everything that we need to do to keep the puck out of our end. I think hockey's a lot more fun playing in the offensive end, even though, me as a goalie, I've had more fun seeing rubber, but now that I'm coaching, I think it's more fun playing offense. And going into this weekend against Oklahoma, we know that they're another team that likes the line rush, and so just making sure that we're hammering out details there so that way we can have a little bit more fun playing offense than being in our own end.
As an assistant coach, in a game like Friday's, what are those key details that you're telling those players during the game?
Trying to just give them simple reminders about how much time's left in the game or the period, what to do in certain situations, like, hey, if you don't have this pass, you can do this. Make sure that you keep, skating hard, finishing checks, really doing things that Coach Hill and I really stress to at least the defensemen that they need to do to be successful in our own end. And we saw what happens when we do execute those details, and then what happens when we don't. So really this weekend, make sure that we're going into 2 games executing all those details.
Saturday's hockey night, which is presented by Austin Hose, it's going to be all about celebrating the sport. What is one part of hockey culture that the fans might not realize are really influential to the players and the coaches?
Ooh. I feel like one part that it might get joked about a lot, but how everyone just says what's your favorite part of being on the team? For the boys. And it gets joked about a lot, I think, but at the end of the day, you're with the same 25, 30 guys every single day for hours on end, and you really do become just like a family. I think everyone, coaches, referees, players, we all have stories of guys that we have been on teams with that we still keep in touch with. So as much as, the cliche answer is, it's being with the boys, I don't think that the average fan really understands how in-depth that answer actually goes, because you do become brothers and father figures as a coach, and I think that's something that's really special to the hockey community, that it's just deeper than I'm for the boys.
Perfect. If you had to coach the team wearing full beach attire, flip-flops, sunglasses, Hawaiian shirt,
I would do it.
Do you think the team would take you seriously?
I feel like if I showed up to coach a game in flip-flops, beach attire, Hawaiian shirt, gotta have the bucket hat on. I don't know how. I don't think they would take me seriously for the first 30 seconds of seeing me. I think there'd be a lot of jokes flying around, but at the end of the day, we all, as boring of an answer as this is for you, at the end of the day, we do have a job to do when it's game time. So, as soon as I walked in, I'd get a few comments, but after that, I think it's just, hey, it's time to do a job. But, if Hilly would let me coach in beach attire, it'd be pretty comfortable, especially with how warm it's going to be with all the fans supporting us this weekend. It's going to be warm, so beach attire, Hawaiian shirt, it'd feel pretty good standing on the bench with how packed the the bullpen's going to be.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lucas.
Awesome. Thanks, Loco.
We're now joined with forward Christian Gallagher. You just joined us this past weekend in Corpus. Tell us what it's like to come on the second half of the season and to join on a road series.
Yeah, it's been a great experience. I had a lot of fun on this road series. I had a great time with the boys, and I think that I did pretty good in my first null games.
Very nice. So, since you just joined us, tell us which team you just came from and how are you feeling now joining the Wranglers?
Yeah, I came from the Pittsburgh Penguins Elite 18U. It's in Pittsburgh. We had a pretty good year this year, and I'm excited to be in Amarillo and play in front of a home crowd.
Very nice. Friday, we're having a Summer Nights theme at the Amarillo Civic Center. It's presented by our sponsor, Ron Hoover. If the team had a summer-themed celebration for our goal scoring this weekend, what would yours be?
I would say the Michael Phelps swimming.
Okay, very nice.
It's a good summer-themed celebration.
Absolutely. If you could add any non-hockey rule into the game, like double points for a goal, what would your rule be?
Yeah, I would say double points for a goal that's past the blue line.
Okay,
Yeah.
very nice. Well, thank you for joining us, and we look forward
Thank
to
you for
watching you
having
play
me.
this weekend.
Yep.
We're joined with defenseman Colville. The team split the weekend against the Corpus Christi Ice Rays. From the defensive side, what did the group do well in Friday's win?
I thought Friday's game physicality was good, and I thought we did a pretty good job with that. I feel like the Saturday game, we kind of stepped away from that, and I think it should be our biggest focus this week, controlling that physicality and make sure we stay consistent with it.
Defensemen often set the tone for breakouts and transitions. What's something the blue line is wanting to improve heading into this weekend?
What we're willing to improve, I would say the puck play. You know, just the way we manage the puck, where we put it, make sure that we make tape-to-tape passes, or our forwards make sure they catch the passes. Because it all starts with defensemen making a first pass.
Very nice. Playing these final home games this weekend, it can be a little emotional. What are you hoping that the team displays for the fans for these last two games?
Just a physical Wrangler hockey, you know. We've been through a lot this year, and I just think for this last home weekend, we should just give it our all for the fans and for the community.
With Hockey Night, Saturday night, presented by Austin Hose, what do you enjoy most about the hockey atmosphere and when the building's packed?
Just like the community, how you're supported, how the team is around, how there's so many people, familiar faces going to every game, didn't skip a game. This is just the whole community thing. It's just great.
If you could swap positions with any teammate for one game, goalie, forward, even one of the coaches, who would you choose and why?
I would take Stearns' position.
Okay, and why
The
is that?
assistant coach. Just to see how the game from his eyes, just to see how the guys react to what I say to them and how they're going to apply to what he's trying to teach us.
Very nice. Thank you so much. We
Yeah,
look
thank
forward
you,
to
guys.
watching you play this weekend.
Thank you.
You're back for the highly requested Charlie's Corner. Charlie, tell us, what does your summer look like? What kind of activities are you doing this summer?
Like, I really like going to the beach and like swimming and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so is that all you're doing this summer? We could find you at the beach this summer?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I hear that you play hockey through our youth program. Could you tell us what it looks like when you're out there playing?
It's like I like boss all the boys around and I slay a lot.
Okay, slaying as in like scoring all the goals?
Yeah.
Okay, I see. So, I need you to tell us something very important. Okay?
What?
Like, this Friday and Saturday, what should people be doing? Should they be coming to the hockey game and getting a whole bunch of free giveaways, or should they be sitting at home watching the wall?
Going to the hockey game.
Okay, I agree, girl. You got anything you want to tell the fans? Any jokes, anything? Or are we saving it for next week?
Saving it for next week.
Okay, we'll see you guys next week.